Hey guys, seems like I'm always saying this, but it's been a while since I've made a video. Now, the reason behind this one is that, I'll be honest, taking a different path than others is difficult. It's not easy. There's a lot of times where you're going to get discouraged and a lot of things that just don't work out exactly how you plan them, and that's okay. I mean, that's whole part of the process. When you finally start getting things to go your way and you keep going on about things and keep struggling and trying, eventually things start to work in your favor. I've decided to kind of revamp the channel and do some things that I originally intended to do and completely separate the Mirage channel from the other cars that I'm working on. I didn't want these things to have just kind of a backseat to everything else I was doing. That's unfair to what I originally wanted to do. It's unfair to the cars. It's unfair to me. And so these guys are getting their own separate channel. They're gonna be the Mirage Garage channel. Now the other cars are going to be on a completely different channel. I know that I haven't posted any videos on these, but I do have video of them and me working on them and so on and so forth, and they'll be on their completely, like I said, a completely separate channel. So yeah, I'll get around to that, and I'll post those up as well on something different. And if you want to see what I'm currently working on or so, then you can see that. And if you want to see what's going on in the Mirages, you can see that. So as you can see, I've actually got it out and about today. It's dirty, not anything's really been done to it except for I did the trunk install a while back. It's still, haven't fixed the latch or anything on it. So one thing I did do that I did not film, but I'll probably do the other side, is here are the stock brakes. I had mentioned before that I was going to upgrade the brakes with the bigger brake setup that I have and stuff, and a couple of days ago I just decided to see if everything kind of mounts up and make sure that they would fit under the wheels and stuff, and didn't think to record it. So that was me not thinking, but at least I only did one side, so I'll try to do the other side. I actually don't even have the correct stuff to hook up the e-brake cable on the other side and the brake line in the rear, so that's why these bricks are here. The car technically doesn't really have brakes right now, it's just kind of sitting in gear with the brick behind the wheel. So but anyways, kind of show you what the other brakes look like as opposed to the stock brakes under my wheels. So as I mentioned before, these are 15x7 Rotogrid V's, and these are Advan 8008 tires that are 205 50/15s, and I really like the way that they're set up on the car. I really enjoy it. So, and I'm not 100% certain, but I think these are the brakes that came off like the 2001 Mirages. So they're, if I'm not mistaken, they're slightly bigger, but not by much. I mean, they're still small. If you can look here, they're pretty small inside the wheel there. But the car's lightweight, so it's not like it needed a ton of braking power. But I definitely think that an upgrade was due. So I had planned on doing something like this for a long time. I just never got around to it, and brakes are an extremely important thing, especially if you're going to make more power. So the original factory brakes, unfortunately, are drum in the rear. I'm not a big fan of drum brakes. I just never really enjoyed it, but I think Mitsubishi did it to save money, or just assumed that the Mirages were never really going to go fast, so there's no need for four-wheel disc. But on this side, these are the bigger brakes. So let me come out here. As you can see, I mean, it's a significant difference. And these are dual piston calipers, so the stopping power in the front is going to be a heck of a lot better. So these are older parts, so they obviously got some small rust spots and whatnot, so they haven't been used in a while. But in terms of the front, I mean, look at the clearance here. The brake caliper in the wheel, it's small. So But for those of you guys that are on the Mirage forums, or if you're just a Mirage enthusiast, if you really like these wheels, they will fit with the bigger brake upgrade from I believe these are Eclipse, re-drilled Eclipse rotors re-drilled Eclipse rotors and the Eclipse caliper, if I'm not mistaken. So, but they fit under the 15x7 Rotor Grid V, so it does look like a really tight fit, and it is, but it doesn't rub or scrape or anything. So, really excited about that. And in the rear, as you can see, there's no drum here anymore. I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe these are Eclipse rear calipers and Mini Cooper rotors. So someone can correct me if I'm wrong. And that, combined with that, is going to be a massive upgrade in terms of braking. The red calipers, there's nothing wrong with painting the calipers red. I don't tend to really like it. I would rather have like a factory color, or have them sandblasted back down, or powder coated or stuff. But I tend to like just ones that are not so flashy and more OEM. I may buy OEM calipers later, so I'm not 100% sure. I like new parts, but I may end up selling this kit and just buying brand new parts. So this has got to go. You know, while I didn't mind having the detachable steering wheel setup, I really just think that I want it to go. So I'd rather have an OEM steering wheel setup. There's a whole lot of interior pieces that I need to get from another Mirage, because originally this was just going to be a track car. Some of you that know me for a while have known that I was going to build it. You know, I had the turbo set up on it and everything, and it was just going to be a straight track car. I really decided that I want to take it to meets, and I want to have fun, you know, cruising in the mountains with some friends and stuff. So now the car has to be more streetable / track ready. So I want it to be a combination of both. I don't mind if the ride height is lowered and the ride quality is somewhat harsh, because it's not a daily driver. I mean, as you can see, I mean, originally I ripped everything out, so there's nothing. I mean, you can see the bar up here. I mean, there's literally nothing. There's just, like, you know, there's no AC setup. There's half the metal brackets, and all the pieces were gone because the interior was completely stripped. There's no airbag over there. Front bumper is over here. I got a lot of the sound deadening out originally, but it's such a pain to do that. There's the battery relocation box, and it's kind of like half done there. I haven't put anything in the back. I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to keep that or not. I do like it. But when you do track days and stuff, I know I'm going to have to wire in a switch for the cutoff and whatnot. I'm fine with that, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, if the car's not going to be daily driven and parked in places, I don't have to worry about people just flicking it on and off or whatever, you know. So maybe I'll keep it. I'm undecided. I'm going to be putting the interior back in when I get a donor car. That's pretty much it for that. I mean, like I said, that's how it sits. I did replace this brake master cylinder before. I don't know if I mentioned that in another video or not, but the slave cylinder's got to be replaced because it's leaking and it's not functioning correctly, so the car doesn't exactly go into gear. And honestly, there's one more motor mount that I have to replace in the rear I've been putting off. The rear main seal does leak, and down here, I believe when I put in the oil pump, there was an oil leak around the bottom here. Let's see, somewhere around here, where one of the bolts got stripped. And you know, I didn't tighten it down that hard. Maybe the bolt was bad or weakened already. But it got stripped, and I tried to use some sealant and stuff around there, and just oil pans are always just a pain to me. They're just always frustrating. So many bolts and so many possible leak places. It's annoying. I do have two different cams for this car. Stock cam is in it now. I think I'm going to try to make it pass emissions. That's going to be interesting. I have a lot of the emissions type setups and some of the solenoids and whatnot and stuff for the emissions. I don't have a charcoal canister. That's where the other Mirage would come into play, I guess. So I can have some of the other parts. Because basically I just need the parts to make it smog, put my stuff back on. That way I don't have to pay smog for every year. I can get the car tuned and fixed and everything and ready, and then easily take everything off and just replace it if I just get the parts. So it's just a matter of getting it. That's all it is. Alright, so I drug the other Mirage out of the garage right now, and as you can tell, there's some major differences in the engine bays. One is a little bit more tidier than the other. As you can see, this one has the stock exhaust manifold, which is prone to cracking and stuff, and it's frustrating. And this one has the RPW headers on it, so her one-piece headlights are broken, so I gotta figure out if I'm gonna have to replace that side or not, because I don't think this is gonna be fixed easily without having issues. I've always loved this strut bar. It's nice. So, but you know, hers is all stock minus the emissions equipment. So giving the quick walk around, and as you can see, stuff is still in the back. Like I said, that's my seat. That it is not bolted down and won't be bolted down in her car. But look at all the dust and stuff this thing's collecting just sitting here. It hasn't been out of the garage since I moved up here, but yeah, that's the way this one's sitting right now. So it's kind of nice to have them both outside at least a little bit. This is probably the last you're going to see of the 240 and the Miata, unless you just kind of see them in the background, or unless they're sold. Some of you who are on my Facebook page know that I got the 240 and know that I got the Miata. I never really posted the videos and stuff on the Miata and the 240. I've got videos, I just haven't edited them. The Miata runs great now. It didn't run before. Well, it ran like complete crap. But I've got those videos, and I'm going to upload them to a separate channel under my name, and I'll figure that all out. But whatever I've done to the Miata and the 240 are going to be, like I said, completely separate from the Mirages, because I want them to have their own focus on just them. Those are the cars, well, my Mirage at least, is the car that made me such an enthusiast. So the garage has a different setup now, and there's a lot more room. So I'm a lot happier about it. And you know, it's one thing that I've realized is that instead of working on two cars at one time and the Mirage, I'm just going to work on one vehicle in the Mirage, because I kind of overwork myself, especially when there's so much stuff to do on the cars. But anyways, guys, I hope you're doing really well. Like I said, you know, just wanted to bring that thing outside and explain about the channels being completely split, so that it can get the attention and love that it deserves, and that one as well, because it just sits in a corner, and they really need some TLC and stuff, because there's a track 20 minutes from me, and I want to go take it to it. So they need stuff. But anyways, guys, hope you're doing well. Take care, and we'll see you later.